And we are here again. Hang on, let me turn on the music that I have. There we go. It's Devs Day again. Wednesday Devs Day. It's that awesome time of year where ghouls and goblins come to Rome. It's awesome when that happens though, so it's okay. So, I've been, restructuring some things. Namely because of, resizing I've been doing. Does this room here look too big? Is a question that I have. I've tried to size this orange rectangle here to be, roughly what you would be able to see on the screen. I did actually adjust the camera angle a little bit. Hang on, will Unity show up if I... Debatably it'll show up, I guess. I haven't touched things that deeply, since last was seen. But I, did a little bit. I need to finish the, dialogue system and inventory system. I've figured out a way, I think, to make it so that shops can theoretically work. It might be a little bit janky, but, that's... I'm just going to say that that's totally part of the charm. You don't have to be mad about it. If you're mad about it, I'll harm you. That's a joke, that's not a real threat. So the question of, is this room... Well, I'm, getting my windows confused. Is this first room here a bit too big is, a question. You know what, though? While I'm thinking about if things are too big, hang on, I need to fiddle with things for a second. Yeah, make sure that this is a different file from the base model thing that I had made. Oh, that's terrifying. I don't like this angle. Is she off-center? I can't tell. Okay, well... let us import this base model thingy. And try and see roughly what the scaling is. That doesn't feel too bad. Not adjusting this from what it was before. It did feel slightly too big before, so the player character being slightly bigger is hopefully going to help that. I'll still need to, adjust things, but that's okay. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust how I'm sitting. think. So I guess I'll get to like remodeling this early area. I guess there's no reason to keep dawdling. Let the things begin. Okay. So I think I will have to shrink some of this. What'll happen if I do this? Not much. But I missed this spot. Okay, shrink this down. That should help. Shrink. Oh yeah, another thing. This is like hollow on the bottom. And I don't know if that's something that is good or bad. Okay, something happened here, and it's weird forever. Okay, I fixed it. Everything's okay. But you should be different. Well, my camera is getting away from me again. That should fix any weirdness with the UVs, and we should be fine, I guess. It is still kind of big, but I think that's like... I think it's fine for it to be slightly big. But you know what? How about I, like, test this out? Since I, like, have Unity open and everything. I don't remember how I export things, typically. Okay. I'll unhide Unity so that you can see what I'm doing when I start doing it. Hopefully. It seems like it's just kind of randomly deciding what does and does not show up. I think FBX is correct. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it's being slightly weird, my importage, but like, if it's functioning, then that's fine. Oh right, I have to add collision. Mesh collider, I think is what I want. Which one did I add the mesh collider to? Wait, I think I just added it to nothing in particular. Alright, it's not counted as ground. I need to fix that. Is there one in here I need? I don't know, I guess world. You can be the world. Okay. So... this is... what the size of that would be, I guess? What? See, it does feel large. I mean, I was just wanting to make sure that, like, we don't fall through the thing if we just have a plane with collision. I mean, I guess I should have figured that. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's, like, not that uncommon a thing, using planes as floors. I don't know why you can get stuck here. Is this like a weird angle or something? Go away. Oh right, I still haven't fixed where the wand is. I should, like, keep a more proper to-do list. Well, okay, we're keeping track of things that I need to fix now. We get stuck on that wall. This room is probably a bit too big, yeah. And also, due to its size, we can see through the thing. I'm not sure how I would fix that. Well, aside from just making it significantly less tall. How about we just... How about we just, redo this one? I did also have this one, though, like an earlier take on this. Hang on, let me just try and see if I can make sense of why we're getting stuck on that wall. Yeah, see, this has a, like, very slight angle in some way, I think. Well, it's hard to tell from dead on, but, like, yeah. I mean, this one is probably a better size, but I don't like the shape of it, so I'm gonna have to adjust it. I am not in love with the shape of this. I am in fact in hate with the shape of this. We can shrivel this up a little bit. Like, I guess we don't, like, need to have this be like a massive thing that you can't jump over. This is probably too small. I do kind of want to ease off on how many, like, just rectangles I use as, like, entrances to things. If that... I'm probably not explaining that, but, like, you know, this is, like, the entrance. You know how it goes. There's, like, a little rectangle when there's a entrance to the place. Oh, what the hell happened here? Something bad. Grab this point, if I... Did that help? Okay, you know what? Start from nothing. We are screwing this up on so many ways. Let's just make something new forever. Actually, this doesn't need to be all that big. If this is like the little entryway. And now we can try out the new way of doing things that I've been doing, kind of. Starting with a plane and expanding. My camera is centered on nothing in particular, I think. Hang on. Okay, we're still not past that cube. Typically, I would have just, like, gone out like this and then stretched this to, like, spread it out, but I feel like I was kind of missing having seams along the middles. Like, I can make use of those seams for many reasons. I don't know why it's not... Okay, I guess it doesn't know which direction it's facing. I mean, I guess I can't blame it too hard for that. I often don't know such things either. I guess we can just go like this a little bit. But I do want to expand this ways. And is it too thin now? I can remedy that so easy, like, by going like this. Okay, that helps there, I think. Now we takes a knife for our circle thing. Yeah, this seems fine, I think. This makes for an iconic first room or whatever. You know, another thing that I might benefit from in this world is having, like, a really giant plane that I can, like, use as a floor. Or rather, to know what the floor is. See, like, this one has, like, a divot downwards. But I can't adjust that when I'm in, like, maximum Y thing. That is like a drawback to this idea. Perhaps a drawback to Blockbench as it is. If I just do like this, okay, that doesn't screw up our geometry too hard. Inset selection just a touch to smooth her out. Actually, this might not be the smartest way to do this. Maybe what I should be doing is downwards this. All this is like going down that far until we get to like an area that has something different. Which means that I'm going to have to expand out this stuff here, all of it. Wait, though, if I... Yeah, that creates an indent if I do it that way. Why is this flickering? Oh, this is all a thing, huh? Okay, what if I just select the surrounding shapes? I'll need to, like, keep in mind the ideal way to do these things once I've figured out what that is, of course. Okay. Ugh. I should really be minimizing the amount of contact with the springs on the side of my mic that happens ever. So let's compare. Yeah, this is... Yeah, this one's better. So this totally shouldn't be doing it like this in the future, but just to preserve the, you know, things that I have done so far, I can screw it up and select the wrong thing all I want. Yeah, that works. That works fine. That works good fine. Although I am going to have to fix those things. Okay, whatever. It's break time. So I can show things. Like my Quirtle window. Let's Quirtle. The most difficult part of these streams. The most stressful part of these streams. Okay. Bottom left has hump, but it's not in the correct place. I mean, I guess that's a word. Okay, we know it starts with hump. But what the heck could it be? Humph? Okay, I guess that's a thing. Okay, that's 2 of 4. Now, C-R-E-T-H are the letters that are in question here. Okay, it's wretch. Now there's just one more top left. A-E-I-L are the letters that we have to be aware of forever. Now, I is also here. A-E-I-L. A word that contains A-E-I-L. Well, it's not that. Oh, right, that one, that guess didn't even have an I. Why is I the one that's easy to forget? Is it ideal? I don't see anything that contradicts my ideals. I'm gonna go for it. Okay. Yeah, and that unlocks the weekly. Oof, sorry, I just slapped my mic. I have, like, absolutely no sense of good audio. Oh, it's not grunt. I already forgot what the one potential option that I saw was. Okay, it's wrong. Top right, ULT T and also E somewhere. Okay, back to thing. Okay. So I just finished this one. No, that selects the top ones, I guess. No, I mean, it doesn't only select the top ones. I was hoping it would. Also, I missed a spot. Hopefully, Blockbench recognizes those as being one seam. Or two seams. Whatever. Okay, why are you different? Okay, something is up with that platform in the middle. It is flawed in some way. I don't know how this happened, is the thing. Well, whatever, I can fix it, I guess. Create edge. Create edge. Create edge. Create edge. B. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. And now everything is normal. I said everything is normal. Okay, something's... No, it was fine there. Okay. Why are you sideways? What's going on here? Everything has just gone strange and confusing. So we can probably jump up there, but that's fine. this seam here is... yeah, that's just... because this one is just a tiny bit lower. That's the method that I'm choosing to combat Z fighting. Oh yeah, this is the unnecessarily big one. We'll just put that in let's just throw that somewhere else and not deal with that. And this is for later. That's a surprise tool that will help us later. Quoth Mitchard Mouse. Rebranded Mickey Mouse. What the heck? There's a wall that's green. And I don't even understand it. Hey, speaking of things I don't understand. No, yeah, that was just one weird spot. I must have selected this line instead of this one. That's my best guess there. And that's why a scary thing happened to me. Change some names, just so that I'm not, you know, I have some amount of an organization. Ground. How many times have I remade this dumb forest anyway? Probably too many. So this time for our thing, we can... okay, no, this is at Y level 0, I guess. So this is at Y level 0, but this is not. But for this one, Y level 0 looks like this. I understand not. I understand not, but Ash. Okay, well now it's Z fighting, so that's probably dead on with this. I mean, alternatively, I could put it one under and have it be pulled upwards. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Pulling it upwards seems a bit easier than shrinking it down. Wow. Now we can just, keep on making rooms. We've got here a sort of long and oblong room. What do with you? Something like that? I should still be comparing things to the, player size. So hang on, let's do that thing that I said that I should be doing. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I thinks. Let's pause for a second, and I go to, the bathroom. And hopefully I'll be able to think better. been feeling like, I don't know, weirdly lazy. Sort of. I mean, there was a holiday recently, so I guess I can't be that hard on myself. That and, living in the United States in current year. That's also a factor. It's a little bit crazy that, like, some younger generations have some nostalgia for, 2016. I guess it's not that... Well, if you think about it, like, I guess that was, like, the last normal year. Like, if you were too young to be aware of all the other things that made that year so awful, then, like, yeah, to you it would just be, I guess, the year with the summer of Pokemon Go? That was pretty rad. It was the worst year ever for us, and then 2020 came around and said, if only you knew how bad things could really get. Oof. So what do I want to do with this? Because I do want this to be, like, a shortcut, but I don't want it to be accessible immediately. I could just, like, block it off with, like, brambles or something. And now this area looks like it has a little sock. We should probably make it look less like a sock. It'll reflect poorly on this world if something looks like a sock, you see? I wish I paid attention to my measurements of how high I can jump. I do imagine that at some point I'll be adding some kind of, like, jump higher spell or whatever. Yeah, okay. That button is geometry agnostic. It doesn't care if I'm selecting the same things. How about this one? No, you don't like it when I am ignoring you. Not even close to words that describe the thing that I was doing. mean, I guess I've started making this bridge here, but how should I go about it? I mean, this... I could raise this up.
I don't think I've ever used extrude on the point selector. That's weird and strange and scary. long as I'm not overusing it, I can use it a little bit, I think. That's the word. Okay, that one was simple, I guess. Now for the last one. Starts with D, has AIL. Could it be title? Okay, it's title. Now let's figure out what exalt means. To be extremely joyful. Leap for joy.
Exalt.
Okay, so I guess these are just words that are similar but not the same, but also aren't spelled the same, so it's slightly more. Oh, hey, look, this. I wonder why that's here. I wonder why that's here. What's this? Okay.
Chargogagog Manchagagog Chalbana Gungamog.
Okay.
Chargogagog Manchagagog Chalbana Gungamog.
Chargogagog, Manchagagog, Chalbana. I think screw that up at the end.
Chargogagog Manchagagog Chalbana Gungamog. Chargogagog Manchagagog Chalbana Gungamog.
Hang on, variants?
Chargogagog Manchagogagog Chalbana Gungamog. Chalbana Gungamog. Chalbana Gungamog.
I mean, Chalbana Gungamog, that's significantly easy to say. Chargogagog, Manchagagog, Chalbana.
Chargogagog Manchagogagog Chalbana Gungamog.
Chargogagog, Manchagogagog,
Chargogagog Manchagogagog Chalbana Gungamog.
I think I got close. Nash. Okay. That snapped me out of it. That snapped me out of my wiki trance. I don't remember if I've talked about this on stream before. I've definitely talked about it to at least somebody. Like, it's fucked up how, like, learning is kind of fun, but only once you get out of school. Or at least the mindset that school puts you into. Like, they really, like, don't do a good job at, really imparting anything, I guess. Like, I guess it's the real major difference is like the willingness to learn, I guess. Like, nobody forced me to do that portal or to see what the word exalt means afterwards. I was not being graded on such a thing. Where did this come to from? It's all spawning in 0, 0. That's probably going to be at least slightly in my head. A lot. So, my initial idea for, like, an outcropping area here was for this to be, like, a view of, like, outside the forest canopy. Like, this cliff here juts out and, like, the trees clear and you're seeing like a cliff side like above most of the forest. You know, I wanted like a little aesthetic moment, a moment about looking good. And that's what I did in the like initial develop. Well, kind of trying to make it look good. Redevelop is not so easy. I haven't touched redevelop in a while. I know that they've added like a more fully realized 3D editor, and that is pretty cool. I don't know exactly how fully realized it might be currently. I should also think, yeah, this is the angle that roughly, yeah, at least the direction like that will be seeing this from. Oh, because of this one here, this little dot. Mostly. That look bad. Look bad. I mean, if I give this both the same texture as this, probably wouldn't be that noticeable. Still makes sense because this is like sloped. It really shouldn't matter if like these angles that you never get to see don't make sense. But part of me does want to experiment with both the like mechanics in the future. We'll see if I get there. We'll see if I get there and in what form they take. I have like adjusted my thoughts on this whole game like many a times, and at one point I was considering shifting to like a roguelike version. The very earliest versions were inspired by Vampire Survivors, but then I just kind of was like, you know, what if I just made like a game like a Zelda game? And like, I am like stupidly susceptible to scope creep, I think. I'm in hell. Here's a thought. Forced perspective. Actually, wait. Would it make sense? No, because you wouldn't really be seeing that. Okay, never mind. My forced perspective has been outstripped by a different forced perspective. Such is the way of perspectives. I guess I might need, like, some... I probably should, like, want to model the areas that are out of bounds. Like, if I want to make an area that has, like, an aesthetic moment, at least. Okay. So, this is where we are. I don't understand why I'm not allowed to do anything that I want. I'm not allowed to... I can do things like this, at least. Maybe I want to, like, have like this, be like a snaking path around, kind of. Well, but it is snaking its path, but it itself is the opposite of a path. It's a giant hole. But we can have a little expansion to that area that's just like a floating bridge. Make it slightly more than just a floating bridge. We could make something cool here. And I dare say we shall, maybe, if I can get this right. I mean, I guess do I need to have another side to this chasm? Probably not. Right? Oh, awesome. That's not what I meant to do. In case you thought I did need to do that. I don't know, maybe Blockbench does have this and I'm just not aware of it. I wish Blockbench had, like, the opposite of a knife tool, where I can paint shapes like this. I think Blender does have something like that. If I'm not mistaken on anything. think I do want the place, the weird zone, the chasm, to have another side, and that in where you do boss fighting, there's actually the area that you get to go to after that sandwich boss fight. Hell, I mean, I guess my like workflow is being slightly different. It's kind of like mainly how much I feel like I've gotten done this time. Okay, so now I should be able to something like this. Look, we're not. Oh no, wait. Okay, I guess that one was just always missing. Yeah, H face it. And a spot I missed. I guess you could maybe argue that the extrude from point is kind of like the concept that I was describing about the opposite of a knife tool. Is the opposite of a knife. Like my first thought was scalpel, but no, that's not. That's only the opposite of knife if you like focus primarily on the ability to hurt people with a knife. And even then, a scalpel is only they're the same thing. It's just one is can hurt people and the other is supposed to help people. I don't think that actually makes sense as an opposite of a knife, but I think it's a funny way to think about that question, at least. It's funny to think something is funny. Oh, speaking of funny. No, I already removed some stuff. That does probably mean that I'll have to shrink this down. Okay, you know what? Oh, but I would also. But that's a smaller area, is the thing. That might not be that big of a deal. How far back is it? How far back is it to rescue that? I mean, I think all that is yeah. type of thing might also be an advantage of Blender over Blockbench. I feel like Unity, I mean, like Blender probably wouldn't cut something like this, right? It has kind of like been since I've like tried to properly use Blender, right? Like I'm pretty sure part of why this happens is that Blockbench like prefers 4 sides. Because it's blocks. Oh damn it, I spent all that time selecting and now it's all gone. Hey. Okay, this will be easiest, I think. I have to like strategize out like selections. Ah, damn it. I guess that's why it. I guess that's why it deleted this potential face. Oh, that's not right. What am I doing? Okay, this is how this is supposed to go. I guess I couldn't figure that out in the moment. This looks like another one. My hand's getting unsteady. Right. My freaking control button is slightly wrong. The shift button also. I did find a trick to work around that. But it's easy to forget, as I'm sure you can tell. I feel like I've been fumbling with this, trying to make this shape work for too long. negative, y negative, y negative. Yeah, that looks like a weird valley that's here for some reason. We have to destroy this wall and this wall. Well, I guess we don't have to, but like... Probably the rest enough have it. Oh, but we do need to remove some of this. Actually, no. I left that there on purpose. Although I don't think I left this like this on purpose. I'm just like, oh, that looks bad. Geometry. Man, I'm like a little bit. I'm struggling to get my words out, but I am. I don't know. I'm happy with the things that I'm doing. Wow, creating things awesome. It's great when it seems like it's coming out in a way that is good. This is probably a lot farther down than it needs to be. Jesus, okay. 1,386 paces downwards is how downwards that is. I cannot select all of these again to raise this platform top of it. It's just going to have to be this deep. As annoying as that might be, selecting all this again would be worse. Change your color. I can't see if you're going when it is that you're going green. I'm getting my order of operations mixed up on. duplicate this real quick just so that we have a backup one. And I don't have to pull one over from the other side of the world. In my head, I'm kind of imagining like tall pillars like this, tall wooden pillars like this coming out. Maybe that should just be like decoration. I guess it would depend on how far I go into like decorating with the 3D. You should definitely like have one of these right away. Yeah, I totally should like model out some decorations for putting on the map later. At least for things that aren't going to be interactable in some way. I'm just saying I maybe in my head have underestimated how many things that should apply to. Like forgetting about having small rocks. Let's see. Or being I can't even see everything. Yeah, for some reason I just like can kind of see this as in the area being slightly more geometric in this natural shape. Perhaps I have some sort of square clip bias. Maybe I am, perhaps. I do also kind of feel like it could be good. I don't know. I don't know. Effects are happening, okay? I just have seconds left on the Pomodoro. Concentrated for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yep, I did. Even though I felt... How much time did I waste on lowering this? Just in the selecting it part. Definitely more than I would have liked, but also it was probably more annoying to me because it's actually happening to me. Everything happens so much. Truly it do. I don't know why, but like having this, like having an actual like flat thing that sort of represents the out of bounds, like I do in this book somewhere, wherever it is, probably here. Yeah, this. Somehow this makes it feel more alive. A more like a genuine map. It makes it look better. And that makes it, feel better to me. So I should I guess I can't really do that for every type of interior area. I could. I mean, I guess if it's just like that sort of outline of the map, but in 3D, I guess there's not much stopping you from like from like the hotel level or something. No, it would probably still take a long time. It would probably still take a long time. Especially longer than it almost did. So, I don't know, I guess that it takes time. It takes time. But that's okay, I guess. We basically, like, are almost remade most of that map within one stream. I had like these two were the only ones I didn't touch. I feel like I made a lot of progress despite how little time it's been and how unfocused I am. But I held my focus for almost 2 hours. I'm kind of half trying to vamp until I reach 2 hours. I don't think it really matters that much, at least. Perhaps you will watch me for almost 2 hours. I will be quite flattered to be a background noise stream. I like those. And then one of those things I like is that is beautiful in some kind of way. I'm out of things to vamp about. Sometimes that feels like I was doing that forever.